friends, my name is Victoria and welcome back to another video. You probably subscribed to me 6 months ago and then forgot because I haven't been back since, but we can so ignore that. I, for one, am very thrilled to be here making my favorite genre of video. I'm going to be talking about my updated CD and vinyl collection today. If you came from the Saltburn video, because a lot of people came from the Saltburn video, I'll do a thing in the outro explaining like where I've been and stuff. I figure new people don't really care, so we can get right into this. I have made 2 of these videos in the past if you want to watch them or if you've seen them already, but it's been 11 months since my last collection video, so I'm really excited to show my new stuff. If I counted correctly, I have 21 new CDs and 5 new vinyls. I'm very excited either way. Physical music is my entire livelihood. I've had this collection going for quite a few years now, and I can't wait to see it grow. But I'll talk about where I got them and why I love them, and I'm a yapper, so we'll have fun. I'm gonna be going over these in the order I have them shelved in, which reminds me that in one of my earlier videos, someone asked if they could see what my setup looks like, so I'm putting a picture here. It's just the top of an IKEA desk. I cut off the very end of it because I have like pictures of my friends and I didn't feel like asking them if I could post those, but I'm very close to the edge of that desk and it's starting to worry me because the collection's growing, but that's what it looks like right now. And yeah, that's a minion shrine under it. Please shut up. Okay. The first in my new batch of CDs is Charlie Brown's Holiday Hits, because obviously I got this at the Kooky store. If you've seen my older videos, it's just a CD place kind of far from where I live, but it's where I get some of my best stuff. I got this mainly because I wanted Little Birdie, which is that song they sing in the Thanksgiving special, and it's not even on it, but it does have like the Great Pumpkin song and Christmas time is here for when Christmas time is here. I'm a big Peanuts fan, so I had to have it. Fun. Next, we have Trolls World Tour, the soundtrack. This is the worst of the Trolls trilogy, but I love Trolls either way. I love Glee, I love Pitch Perfect. Like if someone is doing a fun cover of a song, I can't really complain. So even though the movie isn't good, that does not affect these beautiful songs. Rock on. Oh, this is from a CD store close to where I live. Meet Me at Midnight. It's Midnights by Taylor Swift. This is the exclusive version she was selling at the Eras Tour. I went to the Eras Tour. I didn't buy it at my show because I was like, it's a lot of money, I don't need it. But then my friend went to a date later than me and he was like, does anyone want any merch? And I was like, I lied, I do want this. I don't love this album, which I've been over. I don't think it deserved the Grammy, but there is some good stuff on this. And the main reason I wanted this is because I am so obsessed with You're Losing Me, which she obviously eventually put on Spotify because everything she makes will be released at some point, clearly. But I'm happy I have it. I like her in general. So to continue the Taylor train, we now have 1989 Taylor's version. This is from Target. My mom got it for me. This like isn't the main cover, but I think it's one of the cuter ones. I thought this was a good TV as in Taylor's version. We'll get to what my favorite is eventually, but this was fun and the vault tracks are so good on this one, so I'm glad I have it. We move on to the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack. I might have talked about it on here, but this is like one of my favorite movies of all time, especially when the holidays come around, because you can actually use it for just about every holiday, because like even the Easter Bunny's in this bitch. But obviously stunning soundtrack. I got this at the Kooky store where I got the Charlie Brown CD. Love, love, love. Not a lot to say, but no complaints, obviously. Good. Oh my God. What's next if not the High School Musical 3 soundtrack? I've had the High School Musical 2 soundtrack for a while, and I've had High School Musical the concert on CD for a while, but now I have this. I don't want to get into much of a debacle about this movie because this isn't a movie video. That being said, if you think this is the best in the trilogy, you're wrong. You're just letting your eyes deceive you. This has the highest production value, so it looks the coolest, but High School Musical 2 has the best story. That being said, amazing songs here. I want it all as one of my favorite numbers of all time, but I'm happy I have this. I got this at the same place I got the last one. Good. Now, Speak Now Taylor's version. I'm realizing I don't think I said it in this video, but I usually say it at the beginning of every video. The order I put my CDs in is very specific and I don't expect you to understand it. So if you're wondering why this isn't with the other Taylor's versions, I don't have time to explain that to you. It's just the way my mind works. But this is my favorite Taylor's version of all time. I was just thinking about how when it came out, about a year ago, it was the best summer of my life. I was looping it consistently. I still listen to it so much, but it's like I'm never gonna be able to get that moment back when she like released it, you know? But oh my God, I'm so obsessed with it. Cover is gorgeous, maybe her best Taylor's version cover, but no one wants to talk about that. You know, people are gonna say Enchanted and, you know, Dear John. Guys, Haunted is on this, which is probably her best song ever made, ever. The From the Vault tracks are beautiful. Remember when Taylor Lautner was in the music video and then he did a backflip at her concert? Life was just better when this was in its prime. But I'm still so obsessed with it, so. Next, we have the Barbie movie soundtrack, because obviously, just as with Speak Now, I really do think last summer was just the best time for media, because when this came out last year, I was the happiest I had ever been and everything just felt better, and I'm worried that nothing can top that this year because we have like Inside Out 2, but I haven't seen it yet, so I won't say anything bad. Point is, love this movie, obviously love the soundtrack. I got this at Target like the minute it dropped, and you will soon find out that it is the only thing I have is both a CD and a vinyl, because a few months later my boyfriend got it for me for Christmas as a record, and we'll go over that. But yeah, I'm so obsessed with this, so much fun, and just reminds me of a very good time in my life, so slay. I just realized I don't think I told you where I got Speak Now from, and that's from Target. Next, guys, that's the Victorious soundtrack, if you can't tell. This is one of my favorite shows ever made, ever. I really do think it's one of the funniest shows of all time, like not even just being a kid's show, like it was so well made, and obviously the music was incredible because I don't even know who was working. Like, obviously the vocal talent here is crazy because it gave birth to Ariana Grande, but like, I don't know who was writing this stuff and why it all came out so like addictive, but I'm obsessed with all of these songs. As time has gone on and I found out about, you know, the working conditions of this era, it's like harder to watch, but I'm still so happy that the music is so good and has so many good memories. I got this at the same place I got the Charlie Brown CD and like everything strange I've ever owned, because, you know, where else would I find this? But I'm so happy I have this because it's just like bop after bop on this. You probably can't read it, but I'm thrilled. Next, I have Good Riddance by Gracie Abrams. Sorry, I realize my ring light is always in the worst spot possible, but I love, love, love this album. I got this at the CD store by my house where I got the Trolls soundtrack, but I think this is really good. She has a beautiful voice, and like, this is just a good album cohesively, because like, I don't want to say her sound like doesn't change, but it's like, if you want to be like sad for just like one period of time, like this is the body of work to do it with. And I'm like pretty excited about her new stuff too. Happy I have this. Good vibes. You guys don't even know what's coming next. You couldn't even possibly, I'm about to start crying and I haven't even shown it to you yet. It's just holding it in my hands is an experience that I can't quite articulate. Guys, this is the Twilight Eclipse soundtrack, and it's the most important thing I've ever owned. If you don't know, Twilight is the reason I live and breathe. I've seen every movie like a billion trillion times because I'm obsessed with it. I will be obsessed with it forever and ever and ever. But obviously what's crazy about the Twilight franchise that's like, I feel like everyone can like say is true about this series of films is that their music is impeccable. And I'm so happy I have this for so many reasons. A lot of people will tell you that New Moon is the best soundtrack of the series. I low-key don't think so. I think it's this. Obviously I'm biased because like ever since I've owned this, it's like kind of all I can listen to, but there's so much beautiful work on this. So many artists I love that did great work on this. Muse, Florence and the Machine, Vampire Weekend. But what is maybe the most important part of this CD to me is that it has My Love by Sia. I could literally cry. I can't even like explain to you why this is such a big deal. To put it like simply, it's a song that's in the soundtrack but is not on Spotify. So like for a long time, whenever I wanted to listen to it, I would either listen to it on YouTube or listen to a kind of bad cover on Spotify. And so having this like physically is just like exciting to me because I could listen to it whenever I wanted before, but now it's like I feel like I like really have the version, and that's very cool. In a like more personal and exaggerated way, the scene that song is in is like it has like a weird like personal connection for me, and it's just like I have so much love for that song, and to be able to like have it physically when I know it's like lost media, just in the way that like it's not as accessible as typically. I'm not articulating it well, but it means so much to me. This is the only Twilight soundtrack I own, and I want that to change so bad. I got this one at the store, the Kooky store, right? You know, obviously. And I have not found anything else there from this series since. I could obviously order anything on Amazon anytime I want, but there is something very exciting to me about like finding something in a store or like receiving something as a gift. Like it just feels different. And so I've kind of been holding out on getting any other ones because I'm kind of hoping something will just kind of work out magically for me. But yeah, that just makes this all the more special. I know I sound dramatic, but I'm like dead serious. Like Twilight is my life. So good. We move on to McCartney by Paul McCartney. This is a birthday gift I got just last month from a friend, and I'm really happy about it because I'm a big Beatles fan, and we'll get into that. But I was not too familiar with this body of work. I think the only one I really knew was like maybe I'm Amazed, which I feel like a lot of you guys would know if you heard it. But listening to the whole thing now, like I'm so obsessed. I've noticed that I've become such a big Beatles fan that like anything that even kind of resembles a Beatles song or like one Beatle is enough for me. And so I'm very thrilled to have this. While I'm talking about it, I guess that brings me to something I also want to talk about that's like kind of related but not totally related, but hopefully still exciting for you. The friend who got me this for my birthday, his name is Josh. I've mentioned him in other CD videos before because he's a musician and I have a CD that he made. What's cool about Josh is that he makes very good music, but he's also good at like everything. And so he also produces, hosts, designs, edits for a podcast we do. It's called Junior Varsity. We do weekly episodes and we do like album reactions and tier list and stuff too. It's been going for about 5 or 6 months, which is conveniently how long I've been gone from this channel, so I couldn't tell you guys about it sooner. But I do think you guys would like it if you'd like to check it out. We talk a lot about like music and pop culture and stuff, so if you want to see me go more in depth about stuff I've talked about here, that's an option. And if you don't like me at all, you should probably still check it out because I'm sure you'll like Josh. He's very funny and very talented, and you can just skip when I talk. But I'll put the link in the bio. Sorry I couldn't tell you about it sooner, but I recommend. Okay, in the realm of Beatles, we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I don't know where I got this. I want to say Amoeba, but that doesn't make total sense to me, so I don't know. But I love this album, and the reason I wanted to talk a bit about this is because in my very first CD video, which was maybe like 2 years ago now, I was talking about a CD I have that's like just their greatest hits, and I was like, this is great for me because I only like their big songs. That is so different now. I've come to like really appreciate everything they've ever done, and I don't know why specifically that changed in a relatively short period of time, but I am like obsessed with the Beatles now, and I think this is such a good album and such a cute cover. So I'm thrilled. Next, I just want to be so honest with you guys. You don't know shit about this. You don't get this like I get this. This is the Beatles' Love, which is the soundtrack or whatever to their Cirque du Soleil show. I saw it in Vegas last year. I would just describe it as like acrobats doing stuff to Beatles music, but it's like more than that. It's like an experience. It's like, you know, like it was the best thing that ever happened to me. They're closing it down. They're closing down the show because they hate me and they hate happiness and America. So I'm going soon before it closes to see it one more time, and I'm thinking about like handcuffing myself there so that they just never demolish it because it's the best thing that ever happened to me. But you know, yada yada. The point is, this album is great, and there's so much that I just think is so fun. And on my Spotify, a lot of my Beatles songs and playlists and stuff I actually put from here just because I kind of like the vibe more. I'm so in love with this. I'm so sad the show is closing. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you know, if you can get to Vegas before they close in like a month or something, go for it. Next we have OK Computer by Radiohead. I got this at Amoeba, and I do know that. I have turned into such a Radiohead girly over the past couple years. I don't know if that's just like me getting cooler and more different and unique, but I don't know, I really do just love them, and I love this album. Karma Police is like devastating for no reason. But yeah, lots of love for this. Not my favorite of them, but I'll tell you what is very soon. Next, I have the Social Network soundtrack, which is like kind of an odd own, but also not. Trent and Atticus did the Challenger soundtrack, so like if you need an idea of if this is good or not, it is. I love this movie, but I never really would have thought about getting this soundtrack because I didn't totally remember it, but then listening to it, it's phenomenal and it's really good and I'm happy I have it. I got this at the store. I got the Trolls soundtrack and things like that. And I mean, Jesse Eisenberg's on the cover, so what more could I ask for? Good, good. Now I have Revolver from the Beatles. I don't, there's like 2 CDs. I honestly haven't listened to both and I don't know what the, oh wait, no, one's a book. Girl, I don't know. My dad gave this to me. He's had it for a while and then he didn't want it anymore, so I took it from him, but I will be honest, I haven't listened to it a lot. Yellow Submarine's on this, and I mean, I love that song. But yeah, no, TBH, I don't get it. But it's like a box set thing, and it's cute. So next, Let Us Cheer in Rainbows by Radiohead, right? So I'm obsessed with this. 15 Step is on this, which is in a Twilight soundtrack, so obviously I love it. But God, this whole thing is so beautiful. All I Need, I just like cry over and threaten to kill myself all the time. No, I don't know. There's just something about this that is so, so beautiful. I will love it forever. Where did I get this? Oh, I got it for Christmas from my parents because they knew how much I loved it, which is so nice of them. Yeah, amazing things. And this is, did I say this is my favorite, if I didn't say that? Okay. Next, oh my God, Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. This came out relatively recently and I was obsessed from the minute I heard it. I've always really liked Billie. I thought Happier Than Ever was so good, but like this just feels like her best work ever. Like I am so amazed by it. Admittedly, like a lot of it has been on TikTok a lot and I'm getting tired of hearing like, I can't eat that girl for lunch. But like everything else I'm so obsessed with still. My dad got this for me at Target like the day after it came out because he knew I was already in love with it, and I'm so happy I have it because it's beautiful. If you haven't listened, I don't know why you wouldn't have listened to it already, but if you haven't, very much recommend. Second to last of the CDs is Utopia by Viva Doobie, and I got this at her concert at the Greek Theater because of course I did. That was one of the best nights of my life. I have become so obsessed with B recently. My friend had like an extra concert ticket, which I think is how I ended up going to the other one, and I like liked her when she gave me the ticket, but then as I was like listening to her discography in preparation, I realized I was obsessed with her, and I've felt that way ever since. I'm so excited for her new album because the singles are already so good, but this is like a beautiful body of work. I just love, I mean, most of these albums are, you know, albums obviously, but I just love when something really feels like it's all just one space, and this very much feels like I'm in Utopia. Like it's so immersive and beautiful, and there's so many things I could just cry over, and this is a very beautiful CD itself. I realize I haven't shown you guys the inside of a lot of these, but a lot of them are boring and this one is not. But yeah, love her, love this album. Good vibes. And finally, I mean, don't freak out, What Happened to the Beach by Declan McKenna. I'm freaking out, girl. I've said in every video I've ever made, I'm obsessed with him. He's probably my favorite singer of all time. And when this came out, I was just so thrilled because the last time I was like witnessing a Declan rollout was 2020, I believe, you know, if not 2021. So it had been so long since I'd had something new from him, and for this to come out and all be so perfect was incredible. I've seen him live one more time since I filmed my last video, I think, and I would do anything to hear this live. Again, very fun inside. The experimentation and his growth, and I am so in love with him. I got this at Amoeba Records like a couple days after it came out because I again was obsessed, and I'm so happy. I would do anything. I don't want to like ramble because I literally say this every video, but I'm so obsessed with him and everything he does, so I'm glad I have this. So those are my CDs. I'm gonna go put these away, and then I'll go get my new vinyls, and then we'll have more to talk about. I'm back and I have 5 vinyls to show you, once again in order that I have them set up, except I'm not gonna show you a picture of my vinyl setup because it's literally just like a weird looking stack in the corner of my room. But first, Etta James, At Last. This was also a birthday gift I got last month from my roommate, and the reason she got me this was because she played one song in the room that she remembered me liking, and she thought I should listen to the whole thing, which is one, so nice of her, but two, like a genius idea, because now I realized I'm so obsessed with this, and I knew like nothing about her prior to that one song, and now I am so in love with this. It's a great experience for your room. The cover is just very like old looking but like cute, and I don't know, I'm really happy I have it. It's like orange, you can't really see it, but yeah, I loved. Next, as I mentioned earlier, I have Barbie the album as a vinyl. I got this for Christmas from my boyfriend because he's the best ever. And yeah, this is really exciting because, again, as I mentioned, it's the only thing I have 2 of, but I feel like this is the perfect thing to have 2 of because it's like sometimes I want Barbie in the car, sometimes I want Barbie in my room, I want Barbie everywhere because I love Barbie. It's obviously very Barbie-like. It's pink. So yeah, obsessed, obsessed. Next, I have Control by SZA. This is like quintessential vinyl purchasing, I feel like. That's the way I feel about like Tame Impala's Currents too. Like I think there's just some things if you have a record player you need to have, and it's crazy to think I did not have this until last month when I got it as a birthday gift from Josh, who also got me the McCartney. I am thrilled to have this one because this is, I think, one of the best album covers of all time. Not to make everything a self-plug for Junior Varsity, but we've also done like an album cover tier list, and like we agreed this is stellar. Like this is amazing, and it's good to have huge. And obviously, like I'm obsessed with SZA. This is some of her best work, and it's like so good to have in like your bedroom, and it's just, I could not be happier. Thank you, Josh. It's Gut by Olivia Rodrigo. Don't make me say what I say every goddamn day. I would do anything for this girl. I believe every song she has ever written is about me because we're like soulmates and best friends. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. This was a gift from my dad. It's from Target. So it's like an alternate cover. Do I like this as much as the original cover? I wouldn't say that to him, obviously. But I'm so happy. This was before the deluxe version dropped. So every vinyl had like a secret track on it that was going to be on the deluxe, if that makes sense. Guys, I got obsessed, which is my favorite song ever. Because I'm so happy. And to close us out, Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. This, I think, is from Target. It was a gift from my mom. I love this cover so much more than the OG, so in this case, I'm thrilled to have this one. In my last vinyl video, I talked about Sweetener and how I think that's like some of her best work ever, and I'm so obsessed with it. I now think this might be her best album. I don't know how much of it is recency bias, but this was truly out of the park. And to think that it came during a time when I like kind of thought I would not get new stuff from her ever just because she seemed like so locked into Wicked, and then she comes out with this and it's just like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. I'm in love. I literally could not be happier about an album. I don't want to say album of the year just yet because I am probably forgetting something else I love, but like truly so obsessed with this, and this is again something I need to have as a vinyl. Like one, gorgeous art, but also just like what an experience, like what a cohesive album. And so I'm sad to put this down because it means I'm done showing you everything, but I know I'll be, or I don't want to say I'll be back soon because clearly I'm not too good at that part, but my collection's gonna keep growing. There's nothing I love more than this stuff. So thanks for hanging out. I had so much fun filming this, and you probably don't believe I enjoy making these because of how long it's been since my last video. Pretty much I made a video about Saltburn in like December, and I was just talking about a movie I loved, and it got big, as in like big for me, like 2.6k views or something when I'm used to getting like 200. So I got a lot of subs from that and a lot of nice feedback, and I wanted to come back right away, and then I'm in college, so I'm not here a lot to film, and I also have a job, and then I started the podcast, and I honestly prioritize consistency there. But I'm on summer now, I'm home for good, and I do want to keep doing things like that. I probably will do more now. So if there are things you'd like to see me talk about, now's the time to tell me. I had a lot of fun. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. I feel like those are all the things I usually say, so I'm probably done with the video. But thank you. Bye. Okay, time for the thumbnail. Oh, you can see the fucking ring light in it. Okay.